Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we're going to return to talking about the YouTube group known as the Try Guys. Formerly, the Try Guys worked at BuzzFeed, and we covered them before here on the show too. And, in fact, my last video about the Try Guys has become one of my biggest and most popular ones ever, garnering over 1 million views and also sparking a bit of controversy here or there. Yeah, my Try Guys or Betas video has sparked a number of responses over the year or so it's been out, so I thought now would be a good time to not only revisit this topic and clarify things, but also I want to give you all an update on the Try Guys, who have not only left BuzzFeed since this happened, but also, unfortunately, they're being more beta and feminine than ever. Let me explain. First, let's talk about why this is an issue at all. Sure, this isn't as blatantly offensive or in your face as, say, the rampant anti-white racism out there today, or the liberals who deny that people are getting killed at the border, at our southern border with Mexico, or even worse, a lot of left-wingers like to deny that there's problems in black communities, like all the murders in South Chicago. No, admittedly, this Try Guys issue is less overt and terrible, but it still has many problems as well. Mainly, I see them as just these huge betas who are glorifying the feminization of males in America. Sure, their videos seem to be more fun and different, but let's be real. These boys are getting ridiculously more popular than they should. First, they were propped up by their original employers, BuzzFeed, for years. And we all know BuzzFeed is one of the worst, most biased left-wing websites on the internet. And then, after the Try Guys left there, now they're getting pushed by YouTube itself constantly. They're in everyone's suggested and recommended videos way too much. And why, you might ask? Well, that's because they fit in with the weaker, submissive, less masculine type of man these leftists want to become the standard today. But it's really not, thank God. There's still real men and alphas out there like us, but we are under attack by people like BuzzFeed and YouTube and the Try Guys. In a lot of ways, all these videos they make are just anti-masculine propaganda, masked as some sort of lame, awkward comedy show. And as a final note here, as you might have guessed, the Try Guys are really not very funny at all, like terribly unfunny. So I would call them an embarrassment to not only our male gender, but also to video making and comedy itself. So with all that said now, let's jump back into some of the recent material, and you can see what I'm talking about. As I said before, the Try Guys left BuzzFeed a while back, but you may be able to take the Try Guys out of BuzzFeed, but you sure can't take the BuzzFeed out of Try Guys, or something like that. I think you know what I mean. Basically, the Try Guys have been doing the same shit they always have been doing. Cringy, unfunny premises with the significant affinity to being, acting, and dressing gay whenever they can. There's a reason everyone calls these guys betas after all. And it's not only because they were all tested to be very low in testosterone in a video they made themselves and put out there, exposing how low in T they are, but also they just act gay too. For 4 guys who are supposedly straight, well, 3 of them are straight, and 3 of them are in relationships with women, well, for all that said, these guys sure act gay as hell. First, let's look at some of their thumbnails, which are obnoxious and filled with soy face all over the place. Seems like every other video thumbnail of theirs has them with their mouths wide open, which is pretty much the definition of a soy boy face. I don't think I need to tell you what goes in that open mouth. And not only that, but these men also really love cross-dressing, like a lot, and they're not doing it in a funny, entertaining way. This ain't no Big Mama's House or Medea at all. These guys are going for the cheapest cross-dressing jokes you could think of, and it's very, very unfunny. To show you an example, let's start with their Christmas-themed video from last month. It was called The Try Guys Try Naughty Christmas Costumes, and well, it's pretty much what you would expect. Don't even know how much of this almost nude crap I can even show here on my show. Not that I want to show half-naked dudes on my channel anyway, but even if I wanted to, I'll probably get demonetized or possibly striked for it by YouTube. Hell, even showing this picture right now could get me dinged. Not only am I conservative and under attack here on this website, I also don't have the kind of pull the Try Guys have with YouTube, who not only allows coveted pro-SJWs like the Try Guys to do whatever they want, while they strike down others like me, but also the Try Guys get ads and promoted for doing this kind of crap. Dressing in drag, skimpy, homoerotic costumes is all fine and dandy for YouTube, but I show a hot chick or two in a bikini in my video for like 30 seconds and they try and take down my whole goddamn website. Regardless, let's tempt fate here for a minute and take a look at this Try Guys video. Check this out.
Snow is falling, kids are all bundled up, and also at night things get fucked up.
Today we are trying on sexy Christmas costumes.
I don't like Christmas, but I do like sexy.
I would love to see like a Rudolph thing, perhaps with like a light up so that Santa can find his way to my
Wonderful. What an appropriate thing to say on a channel that's directed to children. Can't imagine anyone over 18 actually watching this crap and thinking it's any good. This is also just plain cringy and not very funny. I always feel like their videos are trying too hard to be funny, like trying way too hard. And comedy is usually better if you just lay back a little and let it happen naturally. Or you could do what a stand-up comedian does and meticulously prepare your jokes and polish them and practice them and train them in clubs until they become perfect. So it doesn't look like you're trying so hard when you eventually perform them on TV or on your video special. But the Try Guys don't do any of that. They just come up with dumb setups where they get half naked and start talking about their ding-dongs. Disgusting, but I guess we already knew these betas were total degenerates.
Oh my gosh. This is awesome. This is not too gross.
Oh, this isn't Santa, this is Santa's wife.
What does Mrs. Claus do? Canonically.
Oh, look at me, girl. I slay.
I feel like Mr. and Mrs. Claus must have like an open relationship, right? Yeah, I would totally fucking help.
I feel like a sane, straight, well-adjusted human being wouldn't be thinking something like that about Santa and Mrs. Claus. But it's not surprising to hear these guys talk about open relationships, coming from a former bottom feeder. Wait, I mean a former buzz feeder. Yeah, I actually did a whole video about BuzzFeed's messed up views on relationships. It was called BuzzFeed Says Cheating is Okay, and the title pretty much speaks for itself. Let's remember, BuzzFeed and the Try Guys, they're both located in Los Angeles, California, and despite that city's name translating to City of Angels, let me tell you, the people here are quite the opposite of that. Cheating is rampant in the dating scene here too, in LA, and I've seen that firsthand, and they have much different views on relationships here too. Hence today's The Try Guys video mentioning open relationships. Just another checkmark on their liberal agenda, I suppose, which all their videos often support to a T.
This is like the Mean Girls outfit, kinda.
Wow, you know what that makes me think about? How much I miss Lindsay Lohan. She could have had it all. Really, Emma Stone just took everything Lindsay Lohan could have been and just did it better.
As if it wasn't trashy enough.
As if this video wasn't trashy enough. Jesus. Let's go ahead and take these gay boys off the screen for a minute though. Whew, man, I need a break from that. I can only take so much soy for so long. Seriously, I gotta warn you guys too. If you watch too much of the Try Guys, you will start to turn beta and soy yourself. You start losing your hair, speaking more feminine, and I heard it even makes your dick smaller. True story. But really, I don't think all of this gay stuff would be so bad if it weren't for their group's name and its undeserved popularity. I mean, how come the Try Guys act like a bunch of women anyway? I don't get it. Should be called the Try Boys at least, or maybe just go with the Soy Boys if we want to be really accurate. Embrace your lack of masculinity. Why not? I would respect them much more if that's what they were doing, but they're not really doing that at all. What the Try Guys are really doing is they're presenting themselves as this new and improved modern male. They're new males who don't do or act or dress masculine in any way whatsoever. They do quite the opposite actually, constantly cross-dressing and even trying on makeup, as we'll soon see later. But for now, I want to stress the point here. This is a bit of an issue. This is a liberal-run, anti-male, anti-masculine propaganda push. Also with a lot of pushing of degenerate, disgusting behavior. They're trying to normalize this shit, clearly. And if you can't tell already, I'm not a big fan. Next, let's talk about another interesting trend I've seen from the Try Guys. They do a good amount of videos about drinking or getting drunk. And now, don't get me wrong, drinking alone isn't necessarily bad. I'm actually a regular drinker myself, but that hardly ever comes up in my videos. Not that you can't talk about drinking in an entertaining or appropriate way either, but you gotta admit, combined with everything else we've seen from the Try Guys, this drinking aspect is certainly questionable. First of all, like I said before, this is a show they're making for children. No one outside of high school is really going to be interested in this juvenile, silly crap that the Try Guys are making. Then you combine that with the cross-dressing and the open relationship pansexual stuff, and wow, my head really starts to turn. These beta soy boys are dressing up like girls, sleeping around and encouraging heavy drinking. Just doesn't seem to get more degenerate than this. And let's not forget, this shit is all getting approved and promoted by YouTube, who ironically dings videos for cursing or talking about tough issues, but these girly boys doing drunken fashion shows half naked is a-okay. What a goddamn joke this is. Here's another example of what I'm talking about now. The Try Guys recreate celebrity makeup looks drunk, and I have to say, this one's got everything. Soy boys, cross-dressing, and a new added level of getting drunk along the way. Really helps to be nice and loose before you get approached by an older, creepy, gay liberal man in Hollywood, I guess. Regardless, let's go ahead and take a look.
I think we should do shots. I've got myself a nice light
light pour of Chardonnay, and I'm going to be putting on makeup.
Each of the Try Guys who are drunk right now have to recreate the look of an iconic female celebrity who is known for their awesome makeup.
I've applied makeup once in a Try Guys video. I don't have a ton of experience, but I'm willing to learn.
Of course you tried on makeup before, just like how all these guys have tried on women's clothes before, and now you're doing it all drunk. Perfect. Really groundbreaking comedy you got going on here. And yeah, let's not forget, the Try Guys aren't just an affront to men and masculinity, they're also an insult to comedy as well. Take this drunk video premise they're going with today, which is something they've done in other videos too. Well, this is just a cheap, easy bullshit joke. It's a one-time gag that they're trying to stretch out to a bunch of videos. It's not even really that funny either. They're basically pretending to be more drunk than they are, but being drunk is not funny in itself. I know it might sound funny on paper, but really, in order to pull off drunken comedy, you gotta do it just right. The Comedy Central TV show Drunk History comes to mind here, because it's pretty good sometimes. They plan their shit out though, and they have a lot of other funny things going on there too. And Drunk History is more of a goof on drunk people and how they remember things differently. Whereas with this Try Guys shtick, it's more about them just pretending to be drunk and thinking that's funny enough to make a video on its own, when it's really not. Reminds me of that other drunk show on YouTube, My Drunk Kitchen, which of course is hosted by another leftist and SJW, Hannah Hart. Funny how it's always these lefties who think this kind of shit is funny and passable as comedy content. And again, I'm not a prude or anything either. In fact, I could probably drink these lefty YouTubers under the table easily. But that's the thing, real drinkers don't obsess about it publicly, like how the Try Guys and Hannah Hart do. No, that's how poser wannabes act, which makes their angle here even worse. Lastly, before we go, there's one last thing I want to bring up about the Try Guys. Recently, one of their members, Eugene, he had a little sissy fit on Twitter, mad that they've been getting some new haters recently, and since I'm one of their older haters, I thought I'd go ahead and take a look. The tweet says, "Internet trolls, I know your go-to insults are gay and soy for anything that threatens you, but you forget that you're hurling them at an actual queer Asian person. Respect. Be careful. I might start taking personal offense because tofu is delicious. Engagements will end you." Very, very threatening, Eugene, especially coming from a guy with poofed up hair and a pink and purple matching shirt and jacket. But wait, Gene's not done just yet. "I'll say this once. If anyone ever tries to come at my friends or their families, you name a time and place and I'll meet you there. I literally have to sometimes act like I'm not good at things to be more relatable. Kicking your ass would not be one of those times." Nice humble brag at the end there, Eugene. I don't think I'm buying this tough guy routine though. Not from a guy who dresses like this on the regular. I mean, look at this guy's fashion perspective tweet, whatever that means. It's got an attached picture and he claims to be dressing and looking however he wants, and well, it looks like you want to be a woman, dude. Nothing wrong with that either. I mean, it's not exactly normal or natural, but I'm not trying to be anti-gay or anti-trans here today either. That isn't what this is all about at all. In the end, the main point for today is the Try Guys haven't changed one bit since they came onto my radar about a year ago with that low testosterone video we did. In fact, the Try Guys have only gotten worse. They're more degenerate, creepy, and gayer than ever, which wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for them being pushed so hard by BuzzFeed and YouTube. We get it, left-wingers. You want the future to be female, and they think everything masculine and manly is wrong. That's why they're constantly pushing bullshit like the Try Guys. Low effort, low quality, and extremely unfunny content that's pushing anti-male propaganda, and it really needs to stop. What do you guys think? Are the Try Guys more beta now than ever? Do you think it's just a coincidence that these gay and trans YouTubers always have drunken videos? And what do you think about the shitty comedy they try and put out there and pass off as good content? Comment your thoughts on everything below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. Also, one quick announcement before we go. I've got a new t-shirt for sale. It's called Walls Work, in honor of this whole border crisis that's been going on all week. Yeah, sure, the liberals trying to say walls are immoral or they don't work, but we all know they do. So if you want to show your support for this country and for this show on YouTube, buy your Walls Work t-shirt today. Link in the description below. And thanks again for watching this video. We'll see you all next time.